Alright folks, so here's what I've got. I've asked on the internet how to get the bearings out of this Scully Jones center. It's given to me by my uncle. It's had a little bit of use on it. The front bearing is about wore out. It's burned up, the race in it. And I had these bearings laying around. They appeared to be the exact same size. So I figured I'd try to change them. Couldn't figure out how to get these bearings out. Somebody told me about the grease method, where you pack grease in there and keep hammering the grease in. So I turned down a rod, fit the same diameter, and I'm going to attempt to pack it full of grease and hammer it in there. Keep packing it full of grease and see if it will in fact drive these bearings out. I believe what's in there is a stack of 3 bearings. I think that's what's in there. I searched the internet all over. I could not find a breakdown of a Scully Jones model 7410 live center. But at any rate, that's what it is. And we're going to give it a try. So I'm going to put this in the vise, pack it full of grease, see what happens. May or may not work. I may get a face full of frickin' grease. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to be using this Valvoline Sin Power grease. It's pretty thick stuff. It does have a threaded plug at the bottom of this thing. I hope it doesn't blow out that threaded plug at the bottom. Starting to get a little hydraulic pressure there. Not a whole lot, but there's another method where it uses wet paper towels. There's a YouTube video on that. Guy just uses wet paper towels. Now it's on a bigger bearing on an automobile. Having success here, just making mud pies. Problem is, how do you get all the damn air out of there and actually get any compression with real grease? You feel it, it's got air underneath there. Let's see if I can welding wire and maybe shove some down in there. the concept is sound. Maybe if I took my grease gun and put the tip down in there and filled it up. So I know what I've got. I've got an air pocket in there. Maybe if I stuck my grease gun, put the tube down in there, backfilled it in, it would eliminate this air. Because right now clearly there's air underneath this grease. It's got nowhere to go. Air will compress. Put it in there should have eliminated any air pockets. I don't know that I'm getting anywhere with this. When I machined this down, I machined it for just a slight slip fit, maybe. I'll try the actual center part. all of a sudden I'm thinking that the wet paper towel method might have actually been cleaner. And it might have helped that the center wasn't 100 fucking years old. There's just no way to get enough grease down in there. Seems to be always going to be some air compression in there. That's what I don't understand about this process. Always going to be some kind of certain amount of air compressor. Certain amount of compression. I mean, I know it's on a hydraulic principle, but there's no way to get all of the air out from underneath that grease. Once you pull it out, if you try to compress a little bit at a time, it's just like a vacuum, and you're pulling the grease right back out with it. I'm going to give this a couple more minutes, but I really don't think I'm getting anywhere. I may turn over and start trying the paper towel, wet paper towel method. Give that a try. I don't know how much battery time I've got here. This appears just to be a waste of grease. Alright, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to take some acetone, clean all this grease out of it. Give me a bucket of water. Just for the hell of it, we'll try the paper towel method. Can't hurt anything. But I think the wet paper towel method may compress better than this grease. I really do. Alright, so here we go. Alright, this is going to be attempt number 2 at removing the bearings on this Scully Jones live center. It's got about 3 bearings stacked in there. It's Timken bearings. Tried the hydraulic grease method, didn't get anywhere with it. I'm going to try the wet paper towel method. So what I've seen, you just keep stuffing wet paper towels down in there. Those that are wet paper towel hydraulics will also drive it out of there. So let's see what happens with that. Certainly feels tighter than the grease, I can tell you that. tell you that the bearing is not moved at all. There's a little Allen set screw right here, goes across, and it's not moved at all. Zero movement. Although it felt good there for a minute. Thought I was getting somewhere. Figured it would take more than one paper towel anyway to get this shit done. If this works, this truly would be a redneck way of doing this. I'm sure Harbor Freight's probably got some type of wheel puller that would, or bearing puller that would take care of this. Of course, by the time I got in, it was way too late. I think we actually might have some movement. Might have some movement here. Redneck bearing removal. You have to give it some kind of a name. Certainly not my idea, but there's not a whole lot of videos on it, I know that. Huh, look at that shit. Success. Success. I'll be damned. Look at those busted bearings. Look at that. Ain't that some shit? Paper towels and water. Paper towels and water. How in the hell am I going to get rid of all that fucking paper towels? That's the damnedest thing I ever did see. Well, that's exactly what I needed to do. Of course, the bearings are completely different than what I thought they were. These are taper bearings that are in there. Maybe I'm just cleaning them up and save them, but as you can see, it's taper bearings. But that's exactly what I needed to do. So the wet paper towel method. I would have never believed it, but the wet paper towel method seems to work. Turn off these blinding freaking lights here. So, the wet paper towel method pulled out those bearings. I'd have never believed it. The grease method didn't work as well, but the wet paper towel method worked fantastic. There was no cuts to that video, it was live action. And that's the way I'll post it. So, here we go. Alright, there appears to be one drawback to this wet paper towel method of bearing removal. What it does, it compresses wet paper towel deep inside the cage of these bearings. So either have to pick it all out, or what I'm going to do is soak it overnight in acetone and see if that doesn't maybe disintegrate some of this paper towel. But yeah, you get very basically you get slugs of paper towel. It's just coming out of there. And it's just all inside the races. Now this one here is see the damage to the cage on this one. I think you can see the cage was eaten down. The center actually sits on top of this, sits right inside there. It's got a good bit of wear. So the plan is just to reverse these two bearings. I'm going to use this other one here as a top bearing. Of course, you see it's still full of paper towels. Still fishing paper towels out of there. But I tell you what, the method really worked. I was quite surprised. Did not think it would work. Trying to think of what else might break down this paper towel. What other kind of chemical I may have that would eat up paper and get rid of it. If the grease method would have worked, I mean, the bearing simply would have just been compacted full of grease, which wouldn't hurt it at all. It'd actually be a good thing. Since these are now full of paper, I don't know if that's such a good thing or not. But after I let them soak overnight, I'll clean them up real good and have a look at them and see. But so far, I think they might be salvageable. And I'll look around on the net and see if there's anything available. I don't know if there's going to be any local dealers that are going to have these taper bearings. Almost looks like little tiny wheel bearings with the taper on them. I guess I'll maybe hit up an AutoZone store or something and see what they got. This middle piece is just a spacer. Not any wear on the inside at all. Looks pretty good. Finally got all the paper out of it. Actually, I was worried about blowing the plug out the bottom. It's got a threaded plug that goes in the bottom, but the threads are in really bad shape. I actually forgot to put the plug back in, so when I did the wet paper towel method, this plug wasn't even in. So the paper towels was able to fill that gap and compress and still pop out the bearings. Get him, boy. Get that mold. Get the mold. Get him. Come on. Where's he at? Where's he at? What you got? What is it? What is it? Get you a good whiff. You sure he's in there?
Head wasn't any bigger.
What's he got? What you got, a mole? What is it, boy? Get on it. Yeah, your yard's getting tore up. Get him, boy. Get on it. Get on him.
It really tore up my mouth. I can't even see the mouth.
You sure he's there, huh, dog? Get him, Zeke. Get him. Where's he at? Where's that mole?
Could help.
Is he there? Huh? You sure? What is noises? His head's underground. Come on. Get that mole. Get him. Get that mole. Where's he at? Get that mole.
He done went all over this way. I try and find the line and then run it back towards him.
Yeah, the
The
mole
thing is, there's
is
3 or
moving
4 of them right here beside each other.
Well, the mole is moving at night too. He's not even there. He's smelling them a while back.
That's from last night.
Oh yeah.
He usually does that once or twice and then goes
You
on
giving
to
up?
another spot.
Giving up, Zeke?
Yeah,
Old
he's
dog's
giving
giving
up. Look at that dirt. Oh man, I'll never get that filled in. Stop that, son. Hey. Oh, you and Daddy gonna have to get the tractor out and work on my yard. Y'all keep this up.
The mole beat you, huh? Couldn't get him.
I don't know how you got that one over there. Went back towards Daddy, did he? Daddy, you could do some stepping there.
Get him, boy. You got him? You got him? Get him.
Don't kill me.
Alright, no mole, huh? Couldn't get him. Alright, quit tearing up the yard. Come on, let's go.